Hi, my name's Ben. I'm a breathwork facilitator, teacher, and founder of the International Breathwork School Breathing Space. And over the course of the next 30 minutes or so, I'm going to share a little bit about our amazing community and our breathwork training courses. Before we do anything else, though, let's just share a few breaths together. Thank you. And that's how we start everything in Breathing Space, whether it's recording a presentation like this, whether it's a one-on-one discovery call, whether it's opening a seminar or a masterclass or a workshop. That simple act of stopping, pausing, and taking a breath makes all the difference. Now, I used to be a teacher, a secondary school teacher for many years. And whenever I had a lesson, I would always have a presentation. And I've kept that habit. Partly it is there for you. So if you like reading information, you can read it as we go along, and you will have access to this presentation. But I will say that mostly this is for me and to help me organize my thoughts and share what I think is important. So here we are, the Breathing Space Breathwork Training. This is a recording for our open information session, which we hold once a month on the second Tuesday of every month. And in this presentation, I'm going to talk about Breathing Space, about our community. Then I'm going to talk about our first training program, our 50-hour coaching training. After that, I will move on to our 400-hour facilitator training. So let's begin. A little bit about Breathing Space. There we go. That's me and my wife and co-founder of Breathing Space, Jennifer. We discovered breathwork in 2014. Actually, just after we got engaged, we were traveling through Southeast Asia. We'd done a lot of wellness practice by that point, individually and together. We were both yoga practitioners. I was a Buddhist meditation teacher for a long time. Both of us had read an awful lot of self-development books, had done therapy. But breathwork changed everything. When I had that first conscious breath, it was like a light bulb went off in my head, and I knew my life was changed. I knew that breathwork was going to take over my life. And sure enough, it did. In 2017, I trained to become a breathwork facilitator. And very quickly, it was obvious that as well as being a passion, it was going to become my profession and really my whole purpose, I believe, in life. So we founded Breathing Space in 2017, really to just run breathwork sessions and then in retreats in Devon in the UK, where we were living at that time. But very quickly it started to expand. In 2019, I was able to combine my passion for breathwork with my skills as a teacher. I knew that I wanted to get breathwork out into the world as fully as possible, but it was really clear that it wasn't just about me leading people to meet their breath. If I could train other facilitators, then the reach would become exponential. Breathwork would be able to get to different communities that I might never come across, to different countries and to different languages. Breathwork could really go global. And so we started our first facilitator training program, and that has been going ever since, pretty much unchanged since 2019. Since that point, so many different things have happened. I've popped a few of them down here, but there's been so much more. We got accreditation from the Global Professional Breathwork Alliance, the highest authority in breathwork. We ran several inspiration festivals where we interviewed leading breathworkers from around the world. We launched trainings in other languages. In 2024, we celebrated the 10-year anniversary of me and Jennifer discovering breathwork in Bali, actually. And at that point, we'd completed over 30 trainings. In 2025, we launched our 50-hour coaching training, which has been incredibly popular. We got extra accreditation from the CPD, the Continuing Professional Development Group, and the Federation of Holistic Therapists, as well as the UK Breathwork Alliance. There's so many things I could talk about here. Those are just a couple of tastes of things that we do. Now, one of the reasons I think Breathing Space has been so successful is we are very clear about our foundations and what we believe in. First of all, connection and community is at the heart of everything that we do in Breathing Space. We believe that true growth, true transformation, true healing, if you like, happens in connection. First of all, with ourselves, with each other, and the world around us. So we've done our best to build a safe and welcome community where everyone feels welcome, heard, witnessed, understood, and valued. I believe in empowerment. Now, I don't believe that there is one style of breathwork. There isn't one method that is going to be right for everyone at every moment. And there isn't one type of breathwork facilitator. I want you to discover your own style, your own flavor, your own magic as a breathwork facilitator. So this isn't about you trying to be like me, about learning a method. This is about you finding the breathworker that is in you and bringing that out with all your other interests and passions and experience. I want you to become the best version of you as a breathwork facilitator, which will be completely different to me and completely different to everyone else. So we will empower you to do that. We provide opportunity for you to step up, lead, and practice. And when you do that, that's how you learn to become a breathworker. And when you do that, when you start leading people within Breathing Space on one-on-one breathwork journeys, then perhaps start leading the public, you start to reach your highest potential. Learning to lead breathworks is like riding a bike. It's a muscle memory. You have to step up and lead. We provide spaces where you can do that. I'll talk more about that in the next section. And finally here, support and accessibility. I want you to succeed. I want everyone to succeed because that will serve breathwork better. We will do everything that we can to make our work accessible to you and to support you on your journey. Whatever your needs are, we will do our best to make you succeed. I'm incredibly proud of Breathing Space, incredibly. And I don't mind talking about it. I could talk about it all day. So this section was really hard for me to just think of 5 things that make Breathing Space special, because really I could have come up with probably 10 times that many. So we offer a truly holistic approach to breathwork facilitation. We don't just focus on one way that breathwork supports or nourishes us. There are some schools that focus on fitness or performance or physical well-being. There are others that focus on emotional regulation or perhaps emotional release. There are some that concentrate on the more esoteric or the spiritual aspects of breathwork. I think as breathworkers, we need to be able to meet people in all these spaces. We need to be prepared to go on that journey of growth and development for ourselves so we can serve the breath. So we don't focus on just one area. We'll combine everything from science to therapy to the art of facilitation. We'll bring in the esoteric wisdom, giving you the opportunity to grow in a way that is right for you, but will give you a truly comprehensive understanding of this amazing practice. I'm an educator, I'm a teacher through and through, and I believe in lifelong learning. So we offer continuing education for all members of the Breathing Space community. And I'm going to talk about this in a little while, but we offer monthly masterclasses, weekly support sessions, breathwork labs for practice, and a lot more, a staggering library of resources. And that's for everyone. Everyone who is in the Breathing Space community gets access to all of these things. We're a pathway. We are a school and we are a community. We offer training courses, but it is more than that. It isn't just a course and then done, you're out the door. We can take people from the very first conscious breaths, from the first time that they actively meet their breaths, to training to become a breathwork coach on our 50-hour program, to then moving to our 400-hour facilitator training program. But it doesn't end there. You can then go on an extra journey to become a Breathing Space teacher. And when you do that, you can train other facilitators and you'll become one of the most qualified and experienced breathworkers in the world. So Breathing Space isn't just a training course. It's not just a school or a community. It is a pathway that I hope will support you really for the rest of your life. So I mentioned before that leading breathwork is a muscle memory. It's a skill you need to continually get up and lead. And so we offer online breathing spaces, 5 free workshops every single week where anyone, anywhere in the world can log on and experience a breath work. And that is amazing when I think that we've been doing this for 5 or 6 years now, 7 years for some of them. But anyone can kind of come and go on a deep journey. But more than that, it isn't just a space for the teachers to lead. This is a space where trainees or graduates or teachers can step up and lead and practice what we all love to do. So wherever you are on our training courses, you can step up and lead one of our online breathing spaces. And it's a real advantage because you don't have to worry about bringing people in. We do that for you. You don't have to worry about setting up all the tech, etc. There is always an experienced host or teacher there to look after that for you. All you have to do is come along and lead. I don't think any other breathwork school, in fact, I don't think there are any other wellness places that offer an opportunity like that. Every time I think about it, it just blows my mind. Our online breathing spaces are truly something special. The word trauma-informed gets bandied about a lot. Now, for me, being trauma-informed isn't just a tick box exercise. There isn't just one module about trauma. The practices, the processes of making our courses, our school, our community trauma-informed is weaved throughout every part of breathing space. It is not just a tick box exercise. To make safe and supportive spaces for all of our students is at the heart of everything we do. And that is what really being trauma-informed is all about. So let's move on to practically what being part of our community looks like. First of all, the gateway to the breathing space community, the breathing space circle, as it is called, is the directory. This is a public-facing database for all our breathworks. That means anyone in the world can come along and search this database and find a breathworker near them. It's amazing. It includes a messaging function, so you can reach out and message people. You'll see here the star ratings. So Vicky has got over 44 5-star reviews. Sarah's got 34. And that really helps build trust and confidence when you see reviews for someone. They're all moderated. I personally moderate all reviews come through, so we don't let any spam or any abusive reviews come through. But it's an amazing, amazing way that you get to do this. And this actually forms building a profile. Public-facing profile is one of the most important ways of outreach as well. It includes location maps. If you've got events on, you can list them, but also you can publish blogs on there. Sarah's print screen that you can see on there has got quite a few blogs that she's posted on there, and that actually forms part of our 400-hour facilitator training. I know, having looked at many of the directories out there, that our one is one of the best out there. It's one of the largest breathworkers one as well. So you get access to the breathing space circle and listing on our directory for the duration of your training. And of course, you can stay a member of it past that. So I mentioned we run live events. Well, every single week, usually on a Thursday, we are offering something. You can pause the video here and just have a look at our events that we run. So you'll see on the right-hand side, there are all the different things that we run, usually on a Thursday. We have once a month a masterclass. Those are mandatory for those people on our 400-hour training. On the second Thursday, we have Breathwork Labs, where we come and practice breathworks with each other, support and supervision spaces. On the fourth Thursday of every month, you'll see we have a graduation ceremony to celebrate those who have reached a milestone in their journey. We also have a breathwork skills workshop once a month with either myself or Michael, who's a senior teacher in breathing space. On the other side, you'll see in green what our monthly masterclass schedule looks like. Now look at that. Some of those titles just make me, I have to go to that. Where breathwork and channeling meet, breathwork and acupuncture meet, where breathwork and warm water breathing meet. They sound amazing. This is our schedule for 2026-27. You'll also see on the second Tuesday and the fourth Sunday, we run workshops. These are longer workshops in our online breathing spaces. These are 2-hour ones, so that gives the opportunity to go a lot deeper. It's also an opportunity to see a senior teacher or myself lead and facilitate a session, which is always a way that you can magpie events or activities or exercises, or just how to lead in those spaces, as well as obviously having a great breathwork experience. Some of you might be familiar with Slack. It's an organizational messaging tool which we use. It's an amazing, I'm on Slack way more than I am on any other social media. You can message people individually, but you'll see all these channels which are sort of like threads. They're pretty self-explanatory. There's a support thread where you can ask a question about breathwork or facilitation. You'll get an answer immediately. There is a celebrations thread where we celebrate each other and try and counter that voice of self-criticism in our ear. There's a sharing space where we can share blogs and social media posts. There's even a co-working space. So if you work from home and you want some company, you can join one of our co-working spaces. It's an amazing, amazing tool that we have here where you can connect to anyone in Breathing Space individually or in one of our group threads. Finally, I mentioned that you get access to a lot of different courses and resources being part of Breathing Space. I'm not going to go through all of these, but our Breathing Space portal is our handbook to the Breathing Space Circle. In the library, there's over 100 masterclasses on all sorts of subjects. Those are the masterclasses that we had on the other page. They're all recorded going back over 6 years now. In our online breathing space vault, we record our online breathing spaces, so we've got over 500 available. And the Inspiration Festival, over 80 interviews, on and on and on and on. So many things that you get access to, more than you will ever get through. Okay, that's all about Breathing Space and our amazing Breathing Space Circle community. Let's just stop there, pause, and take a breath. Thank you. Okay, so next I'm going to talk about our 50-hour coaching program, which we started in 2025, and it has been exceptionally successful, really popular. So this is a relatively new course, but I promise you it's really good. What is our 50-hour breathwork coach training? Well, it is a fully online, self-paced course structured over 12 weeks. It includes guided learning, live support sessions, and a lot of practice assignments. It will prepare you to lead dozens of breathwork techniques for all sorts of different situations and reasons. It is very practical and it is very trauma sensitive. So you will learn how to lead in a safe, ethical, and effective way. Perhaps you are already a wellness or holistic practitioner. Perhaps you're a coach or a yoga teacher. Perhaps you're a therapist. You will learn how to integrate these breathwork techniques into whatever you do. And of course, you will become part of Breathing Space. You'll get 9 months free access to our circle for support, networking, and all of those things that I've just been talking about. One little asterisk here. Everything that you learn, all the many, many breathwork techniques, it does not include any technique that will invite in a non-ordinary state of consciousness, such as conscious connected breath, or any other the variations of it, rebirthing, holotropic, transformational breath. It does not include those breathwork practices. Some of the things that you'll learn, dozens and dozens of core breathwork techniques. These will focus on breathworks for physical well-being, for performance and fitness, to support stress, for emotional balancing, focus, energy, emotional regulation, internal inquiry. It's very scientifically based. You'll learn how the breath impacts the nervous system, the physiology, and our overall well-being. I mentioned that it's very trauma sensitive. You'll learn how to create safe, inclusive, ethical, and very empowering sessions. Breathwork is a skill, but you'll also learn how to hold space, the container in which the breathwork will take place, with ethical integrity, with confidence, with presence. And of course, how to design, structure, and lead your own group sessions. There's a lot on the ethics of breathwork. You'll understand consent, scope of practice, and of course, the boundaries that you'll be given in this course, but also you'll develop by yourself. Some of the things that is included. Well, it's 12 weeks self-guided curriculum. Content is dripped over those 12 weeks, but you will get a lifetime access to that course. It's counted as 50 hours of professional breathwork coaching education. It is very comprehensive with a wide variety of learning materials, from videos to readings to practice logs, scripts, session structures, a lot in there. You get 9 months membership of the Breathing Space Circle, our community, which includes, as I mentioned before, a listing on our public members directory, all the monthly masterclasses, the weekly support sessions, the resource library. After 12 weeks, if you've met all the requirements, which are actually quite simple, you need to have a daily breathwork practice and you need to lead 3 case studies of about 15-20 minutes, then you get a certificate after 12 weeks. But you can extend your training by 6 months for free. And after that, you'll get an extra certificate, which will mean that you can join the Global Professional Breathwork Alliance at their ethically compliant level. You don't need to do that, but if you want an extra certificate, and who doesn't love a certificate, then you can get that. The cost of the breathwork coaching program is £500 or £400 on bursary place. And that can be paid on a payment plan. On the website, you can sign up for a 4-month payment plan, but if you need a longer payment plan, just message me and we can give you an 8-month payment plan. Okay, let's stop there. Take another breath. Thank you. Let's move on now to our signature training, our 400-hour breathwork facilitator training. Let me share my screen again. Now, this was the program that we originally developed back in 2019, and in many ways, it hasn't changed very much in that time. And that's because it's actually been so successful. And the quality of the facilitators that graduate from our course is truly incredible. I will say that every good teacher wants their students to eclipse them. And I am so very proud that so many of our graduates have done that. So let's start off by asking, what is the Breathing Space Breathwork Facilitator training? Well, it is a 400-hour training. It takes about 8 to 10 month online training, and it focuses on the most powerful conscious altering breathwork techniques. So the ones that aren't covered in the coaching program, many of you will have heard of conscious connected breathwork, but there are very many variations of that, but will invite in a non-ordinary state of consciousness. The training includes at least 21 2-hour live Zoom seminars, a very, very engaging and very, very, very comprehensive online course. There's a lot of requirements that you have to meet, including a daily and weekly home practice. In our home study and learning, you have to read books on breathwork and submit reports on it. You have to write 5 blog pieces sharing your journey of growth and development. You have to attend our monthly masterclasses and reflect on those. And you have a very clear practicum. You have to experience 5 one-on-one breathworks, you have to lead 5 one-on-one breathworks, and you have to lead 5 group breathworks. The good news is the 50-hour coaching course forms part of the training. Now, you can either do the 50-hour coaching course completely separately beforehand, so you can sign up to the 50-hour coaching program and then think, oh my goodness, I want to go deeper, and then you can join our next 400-hour training, or you can jump straight into the 400-hour training and do the coaching training at the same time. Because the 50-hour training doesn't include any live elements, they're all optional. They can be done at the same time. To be honest, it's better if you can do it beforehand. It will give you a bit more of a run-in, a bit more of an introduction, so it's less overwhelming. But if you want to jump straight into our 400-hour training, you can. Some of the things that you will gain, first of all, you will be going on a deep personal journey of growth and transformation. The only way that you can lead others in this space is to go on that path yourself. We call it a twin trail, the journey of leading others whilst we are growing ourselves. The truth is, everyone is on this twin trail. Everyone is on their own pathway and journey. Don't believe anyone who says they're enlightened or they finished or they know everything, because they don't. If we walk this path consciously, authentically, being honest about where we are, then we get to teach from that place. And it's the most amazing thing when you realize your teachers are human as well. It can be the most connecting thing. So you have to be prepared to go on that deep personal journey. You will master the art of facilitation. I'll be honest, the breathwork part is the easy part. There's only so many variations of inhale, exhale, holding, breathe into your belly, etc. What makes a good breath worker is their ability to hold space for people, transformational space where people might experience a spiritual awakening or great physical healing or relief and release from addictions or perhaps emotional baggage being let go. That's what makes a good breathwork facilitator. Anatomy, physiology. If you get a bit nerdy about breathwork, well, you are not going to be disappointed because there's a lot of detail in there that really is, for some people, it's amazing. Some people it's challenging, but it is also really necessary. From the anatomy and the physiology to ethics, to the business of breathwork, to trauma-informed practice, so much you get to learn. The practical experience, well, it is a very practical course. I mentioned that there is a practical requirement to receive one-on-ones, to lead one-on-ones, and to lead group breathwork practices, and then to reflect on it. And of course, you become part of the Breathing Space Circle, part of our community for the duration of your training. After the training, after the first year, you can then join our practitioner training, which is basically a year of supervision, which will enable you to join the GBPA at their highest level. Now, I'm not going to go through all of these things here. If you want to, you can pause this video and just have a look at some of the things that you'll study. I'll pick out two. You get to do a graduation project, which is something that will educate, entertain, or inspire the world about breathwork. Could be a book of poetry, could be, I've had people do breathwork sculptures, and I've had people who made videos. I've had someone who created an app or a series of Instagram videos that will light up the world with breath and provide you as a tool for your ongoing breathwork career. One more thing, what shall I talk about? Let's talk about breathwork and touch. We have a really deep and comprehensive module about how to integrate touch in your sessions ethically and safely. And it's an amazing skill to be able to offer that. Anyway, pause the video, just have a look through some of these things that you'll learn. Okay, well, let's move on then. I'm going to assume that you did that. Two ways that you can learn to become a breathwork facilitator with us. First of all, there is our group training. Now, these run twice a year in November and April, where myself and other senior teachers in Breathing Space will lead a cohort of people for the duration of the training, usually 8 to 10 months it takes. And they're usually 2-hour Zoom seminars every 2 weeks. There's a lot of online work that you have to do, a lot of home study, but the core of it is meeting for 21, 22 online Zoom seminars for 2 hours every 2 weeks. That doesn't work for everyone. Some people might be in a different time zone or have other work commitments or need something more flexible. So for those people, we have our apprenticeship pathway, which is suitable also for those people who want to go a lot more quickly, because instead of meeting in a group every 2 weeks, you have one teacher that you meet with usually for an hour a week, but because it's just the two of you, you can be really flexible around that. So you can go through the course really quickly. 6 months is the quickest you can go through, but it might mean that you also want to take it a bit more slowly and really stretch it out over a time. So it's much more of a flexible schedule. It might also suit for those people who want to learn in person. If there is a teacher nearby you who is practically close to you, then you can learn with them and do it face to face. The prices of our training pathway, it's £3,000 currently for 2026. And we offer 20% bursary places. Payment plans are available. The apprenticeship is more expensive because it is a one-on-one bespoke pathway at £3,750, or if you want to study with me personally, or one of our senior leaders, it is a bit more expensive, but bursary places are available on all our pathways and payment plans as well. Up to 30 months, we can do payment plans now. So it's a lot of money, but we do our best to make it accessible. And to apply for a bursary place, it's a really simple process. No one is ever refused from it. So let's move on to who is this training for. Well, first of all, you need to be ready to step into your role as a healer and guide. You are committed to going on a journey of deep personal growth. Perhaps you're a wellness professional seeking to expand your toolkit. Might be a yoga teacher or therapist or other kind of practitioner, and you want to integrate it in what you do, but you don't have to be. You might have done nothing in well-being at all, but you've heard the call to become a breathwork facilitator. We're ready to support you on that journey of growth. You don't have to have been doing breathwork for years before you do this training. This is one of my favorite quotes. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. It is that we are powerful beyond measure. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. Many people that I connect with feel that I could never do something like this. They might have experienced a breathwork session that was just amazing and thought, I would love to do something like this, but who am I to do that? I promise you that if you're here, you're watching this, if you have felt the power of your breath, there is a pathway forward that you can take. Let's just have a breath, and I really want you to feel that. You can do this. If you have felt the call to become a breathwork facilitator, please don't ignore it. Let's have a breath. Okay, finally, I'm just going to share next steps. What is next? Well, first of all, you can have a call with me, a no pressure discovery call. If you're not quite ready, some links for you to explore breathwork firsthand, to go a bit deeper in breathing space. And you'll get a copy of this presentation so you can click on these links. There's more of them. But I want to say more than anything, thank you. Thank you for giving the time to watch this. I'm passionate about breathwork, and I want to connect and support anyone who is passionate about bringing this amazing medicine out into the world. The fact that you've got to this point means there's something out there. Please train in breathwork. I would love it to be with breathing space, but if it's somewhere else, I'm going to be more than happy. So let's stop there. If you've got any questions, please let us know. We'll have one more breath together now, but I really hope it's not the final breaths we'll be sharing together. Thank you.